Oh, no. No, 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 no. This is bad. This is really bad. This is so bad. So very bad. YouTube is buying Twitch. Oh, man. Do you know what this means? Do you have any idea whatsoever what this means? This is big. This is terrible. Oh, my God. Okay. First big thing. There's no backup plan now. If YouTube decides to fucking do what they did before, again, whenever everybody on YouTube just started complaining about how YouTube was taking down all their videos and taking away the monetization rights, and a lot of publishers really didn't even know anything about it. Well, if YouTube just decides that they're just going to flood this policy throughout everything, there's no Twitch to fall back on anymore. Everybody said whenever that happened that if YouTube just starts throwing this around and starts fucking over content creators, at least we'll have Twitch to fall back on. Not going to happen anymore. This is really bad for people that make videos about video games. And this is also pretty bad for other people on the internet. Main reason being, Google now owns the entire relevant part of online video creation. Before, it was pretty well split between YouTube and Twitch, basically, because a lot of people were doing streaming in general on Twitch. Now it's just going to be YouTube. Twitch will probably retain their brand, but they're going to be owned by YouTube, which means all of YouTube's policies will probably be pushed over onto Twitch. There are other places like Blip.tv and Vimeo is the main ones that come to mind, but they are nothing compared to the giant that is YouTube. And now that they have a much better streaming service than they did previously, this is practically the final nail in the coffin for a lot of alternative companies. Like Ustream. Ustream is the main competitor to Twitch and Justin TV, but nobody uses Ustream practically, and I don't know of anybody that uses Justin either. Everybody, after Justin spun off Twitch as a gaming thing, they all went to Twitch, and now that's getting sold to YouTube. So a huge amount of the internet is now going over to YouTube. I mean, I would almost say that this is anti-competitive. Like, I'm wondering, I don't know if this is something that the FCC can even, or is it not FCC, FTC can do anything about, since they're internet companies. I don't know how that works, because it's not like two cell phone companies joining together. It's a couple of internet things, and let's face it, our government's kind of out of touch whenever it comes to that kind of stuff. So I don't know how this is going to work out, but I don't see this as being a good thing for much of anybody except for Twitch's previous owners, who are, getting $1 billion. So yeah, I don't see this as being helpful to anybody. I see this causing a lot of problems for content creators on YouTube, because now there's going to be even more people to compete with, and now there's going to be the whole streaming thing, and people are going to expect that out of content creators now, especially now that they're integrated together. And I see it putting a lot more burden on content creators, and I see it causing more issues for the users, because if YouTube does do their bullshit like they did with whenever Google integrated Google Plus with the comment system, if Google pulls that kind of shit and integrates YouTube and Twitch together and just turns Twitch into like YouTube gaming or something like that, all the people that are used to the simplicity of Twitch's user interface are going to be really pissed off. And they're right in doing so. YouTube's current setup is a complete travesty. It's terrible. I hate the comment system. Everyone pretty much does. It barely is functional. I can't reply to comments on my channel's account. I have to switch to a different account just to reply to comments. So all of these issues that YouTube has are just going to be pushed over onto Twitch if they were to pull that kind of crap. So it's bad for content creators, and then it just puts more burden on them, and it's bad for users because Google doesn't give a shit about its users, and they just do things and wait to see what happens. So what with Twitch being, a huge competition for YouTube in terms of gaming video market, now it's not so much the case. Now, if this goes through, if YouTube does indeed purchase Twitch, if this happens, we're not going to, it's not going to be much fun. It's not going to be a good time. Let alone the basic stuff that happens whenever you move a large company or integrate a large service into another large service. Like, there's going to be growing pains like no other, moving together these two user databases if they were to integrate the services entirely. I think the smartest idea would be for them to just make Twitch give all their money to YouTube, like just give them all their revenue, or split it realistically. But you know what I mean? Like, Twitch just exists as a separate entity and does their own thing, while YouTube does their own thing, and Twitch might have just like a YouTube brand thing next to their logo, or down at the bottom of the page or something like that. That would be the smartest idea. But if Google does basically what their modus operandi always is, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna leave it alone. They're gonna go in and fuck with it. And worst case scenario is that we end up seeing issues on the content creator end because of that. Like, with the growing pains that come with that, as I said, they're gonna fuck up the service. I'm just hoping that at the very least they keep it functional and they don't horrifically fuck it up like with YouTube's current streaming service, which is just god awful. It's terrible. It's interesting. It's useful. It's good for if you have a huge complicated setup, but it's not good for the everyman, really. And I'm not even saying that like I'm too stupid to figure it out. It's easy to figure out. It's just, it's not as simple as Twitch where you just log in and use it. Like, if my buddy John can figure it out, then that's indicative of how simple it is. Anyway, I'm rambling, so these are kind of my thoughts on this. I just wanted to get something out there to point out how bad of an idea this is and how terrible it is for everybody involved, and sort of raise awareness for this sort of thing. I know that there are competitive services that are about as good as Twitch, but they're babbies compared to what Twitch is. So hopefully, at the very least, if this happens, we'll see some big hitter competitors come out of the woodwork and hopefully reinvigorate this business that's probably going to be torn apart if YouTube does indeed go through with this buy. Anyway, that's all I got. If you actually watched this / listened to this, thanks for that. And see y'all later.